Today we analyze two explosive women's 200-meter finals, global dominance versus national rivalry, speed, strategy, pressure, and what truly separates champions from challengers.
But what she needs here is very similar to the script that she needed for the 100. Have a better start and turn than she did in the semifinals, and then she's got to set a personal best just to contend with this field, because behind her, she has the fastest woman this year in Gabby Thomas, and two behind her, she has Julien Alfred, who is also dangerous. She's the NCAA champion, and she has a faster personal best. And that's before we talk about the fastest woman alive at 200, Shericka Jackson, who will be behind them all in lane 6.
Hey, Son, how about this as we look at Gabby Thomas of the United States? The U.S. women have not won a world championship at 200 meters since the great Allyson Felix in 2009.
That blows my mind to think of that stat.
It surprised me too.
That blows my mind. And Otto, you have kind of convinced me that Gabby Thomas could be a co-favorite in this event. She has the perfect lane draw out in lane 8. She can chase Sha'Carri, the weakest part of her race. She's going to be able to chase the world champion and then get on the straightaway quicker than anybody else and go to her strength, the final 100 meters. So could tonight be the night that the Team USA is restored as champion? We'll see.
I just feel like Gabby Thomas has not been challenged so far in a big race. She blew away U.S. nationals, but this woman on your screen is the favorite for a reason. 21-4, disappointed in the 100. She has everything to run for here. And only Gabby Thomas has run faster this year at 200 meters.
And make no mistake about it.
And she's in 6.
Yeah.
She can see everybody in front of her.
29-year-old Jamaican wants a little bit of revenge on that woman right there, Sha'Carri Richardson, because Shericka Jackson thought for a second she had won the World 100-meter title. It didn't happen. She was shocked by Richardson. Here's Gabby Thomas. As Sonia told us, she's got fresh legs. No 100 for her.
Here's the NCAA champion, Alfred. Does she have one more big race in her?
Daryll Neita of Great Britain.
After making the Olympic 100 final, now she's made a world final.
This is Dina Asher-Smith, her teammate, who reigned supreme in 2019, but has had injury issues since. She was only 8th in the 100, so what can she do here? And also rounding out the field there, that's Mary-José Talu. I mean, a picture of consistency, guys. She's been one of the best female sprinters in the world for over a decade. Unfortunately, was in that 4th spot again in the 100 meters, and a tough lane draw for her there in lane 2.
One thing is for sure, I feel like the medals are going to come from the outside lanes.
We keep saying it. We haven't had a bad final yet in the field event or on the track, and this is guaranteed to be another.
Women's 200 final away. Shericka Jackson, Sha'Carri Richardson on the outside. As already been passed, here comes the world champion Jackson. Shericka Jackson into the home straight. She has put her stamp on this event. She's going to go back-to-back for Jamaica. The first is Melanie Nunny, and she crosses in 21:41. Wow, that is a late record.
She is now just 0.07 of a second away as Gabby Thomas gets the silver and Sha'Carri hands on for her 2nd medal at these Worlds.
That wasn't even close, Otto, and I could tell the way that she ran the 100, she was in the middle of the track, all of her chief competition in front of her, she executed to perfection. We just witnessed the 2nd fastest time ever run, and it was at a World Championship final. Oh my goodness, just phenomenal running for these women.
Look at Gabby Thomas, her mouth is wide open, she can't believe it. It's Jamaica, the United States, and 0.4 of a second in sprinting is a mile.
That is as big
of a margin
of victory as you will see in a sprint event in history at these World Championships. We'll crunch the numbers, but wow, for a race that we thought, well, maybe somebody gets close, no contest, Jackson by a mile.
And that's the last time you convinced me to change my favorite. Shericka Jackson looked amazing, but Otto, you also called it. Sha'Carri Richardson would need to run a personal best, and she did, and she got a bronze medal. So she's leaving here with a gold and a bronze. This is a phenomenal first World Championship for the young superstar.
So here's another look. Shericka Jackson 4th from the left. was playing no games tonight. I think she would have been frustrated by her inability to win the 100. And man, she came off of that turn and it was goodbye rest of the world. Gabby Thomas tried to charge late, but that's a lot of space in between the Jamaican world champion from last year and the rest of the world. So she repeats and defends her title from Eugene. And the other women who run the 200 in the world, know now, if you are not ready to run 21.4, you have no chance to beat an in-shape Shericka Jackson.
And think about this, Otto. Shericka Jackson started out her career as a 400-meter runner. No one saw this coming.
Genieten van de pracht van de sport en dat ze met trots over de finish komt, ongeacht wat de prestaties zal gaan zijn.
Hier in beeld een van de boegbeelden van de Nederlandse atletiek Femke Bol. Met voor haar een wat ongebruikelijke afstand, de 200 meter. Al moeten we wel zeggen dat ze op de NK's vaak de 200 meter loopt. Ze werd hier vorig jaar derde achter, zoals gezegd, Tassadia. En Lieke Klaver werd de nummer 2 vorig jaar.
Oh, ik weet niet wat er met Laura gebeurt, maar... Oeh. Oh, dat was niet goed.
Nee, wat wel heel goed is, is de finish van Femke Bol. In 22:89.
Sterk.
Ja, sterk, ontspannen. En we zagen Laura helaas uitvallen. Je ziet het niet in beeld, maar zij ligt bij de start van de 100 meter op de baan. Helaas. Het is misschien niet helemaal het afscheid wat ze verdient.
Nee.
Het is absoluut niet het afscheid wat ze verdient. En ik hoop wel dat het goed met haar gaat.
Ik zie Lisanne, zus van Laura, de baan opkomen.
Hier nog de replay van de finish van Femke. Die de derde gaan brengen. Dit is Helene den Ekster van Rotterdam Atletiek. En deze mevrouw hoeft natuurlijk ook geen introductie. Dit is Lieke Klaver van SHV. Vorig jaar nam zij het... En weg zijn ze. Ja, goede start. En dan lijkt het toch Lieke die hier voor het veld uitsnelt op weg naar rechtstreekse plaatsing voor de finale. Nou, hier hebben we geen fotofinish voor nodig. Ze loopt 22:97.
Sterk tot het eind.
En daarmee loopt zij de snelste tijd in de series. En zien we haar straks terug om 4:30 bij de finale. Olivia Carly, de nummer 2 uit deze serie, die nestelt zich op basis van tijd ook in die finale vanmiddag. En de overige finishers uitslagen ziet u in beeld. Dan gaan wij eens even kijken naar het interview.
Voor de double champ.
En hier ziet u de meeste atleten nog even op de rug. Sommigen staan al klaar achter de blokken. De 8 finalisten voor de 200 meter finale. We hadden het net al even. De clash tussen het duurvermogen en de clash tussen duur en sprint. Duur van Lieke Klaver en Femke Bol onder andere. En de sprint van Marije van Hunestein en onder de Brit de Blauw.
Ja, dus ik verwacht echt de medailles verdeeld te worden tussen baan 4 en baan 7.
Ja, baan 4, Brit de Blauw. Baan 7, Femke Bol. Baan 5 is voor Lieke Klaver.
Ja. Brit die sinds dit seizoen overgestapt is op de wat kortere sprintonderdelen. Kreeg toch wat klachtjes door de omvang die we met de 400 draaien. En daardoor heeft ze toch ervoor gekozen om zich te richten op de wat snellere onderdelen. Heeft ook veel fast twitch muscles, dus die kan ook gewoon heel goed sprinten. En dat werpt zijn vruchten af dit seizoen.
Er werd gisteren al 5e op de 100 meter. Vanochtend was Femke Bol de snelste in de series. En gaat zij nu dan ook de snelste worden in de finale. Dat zijn hier Femke, Marije, Lieke, Brit, die toch aan zij. En kijk eens naar Lieke, die kan versnellen. Of kan Femke dat dan nog bijhalen? Wie wordt Nederlands kampioen? Ja, Lieke Klaver heeft hier de snelste benen op de 200 meter in 22:82.
Ja, super race.
Femke Bol finisht vlak daarachter in 22:84. Marije van Hunestein mag het brons mee naar huis nemen na het brons op de 100 meter van gisteren.
Ja, zie je toch dat er een klein gaatje wordt geslagen op die laatste 50 meter. Dat is die speed endurance. Als je als sprinter wil winnen, dan moet je dat verschil slaan in de eerste 150 meter. Want daarna hebben die 400 lopers toch meer over in hun energiesysteem.
En dat was dan de laatste finale bij de vrouwen bij het lopen. En we gaan kijken naar Jessica Schilder, de Nederlandse kampioen bij het kogelstoten. Als het goed is, staat er iemand bij Jessica Schilder klaar.
The women's 200 meters can produce very different kinds of greatness. On one stage, it becomes a battlefield of global sprint icons fighting for world supremacy. On another, it transforms into a national duel shaped by rivalry, versatility, and tactical nuance. The contrast between Shericka Jackson's dominant world championship triumph and Femke Bol's defeat to Lieke Klaver at the Dutch Nationals perfectly illustrates the spectrum of what this event can represent. In the global arena, Jackson's performance was about authority. After suffering a surprising loss in the 100 meters earlier in the championships, she entered the 200-meter final with something to prove. Drawn in the outermost lane, she faced a stacked lineup featuring Olympic medalists and world-class sprinters: Gabby Thomas, Sha'Carri Richardson, Julien Alfred, and Daryll Neita. The margin for error was microscopic. From the gun, Jackson executed with ruthless precision. Her transition off the curve was explosive, her stride frequency perfectly controlled, and her top-end speed unmatched. Running 21.41 seconds, one of the fastest times ever recorded in a World Championship final, she didn't just win, she separated herself from the field in emphatic fashion. Thomas fought hard for silver, Richardson secured bronze after her 100m success, but neither could match Jackson's power and technical efficiency over the full half-lap. This was sprinting at its highest level. Specialists in peak condition, operating at near-historic velocity. In contrast, the Dutch National Championships presented a completely different dynamic. Here, the spotlight fell on versatility and internal rivalry. Femke Bol, globally recognized as a 400-meter hurdles superstar, stepped down to the 200m, a distance that tests pure acceleration and maximal velocity more than speed endurance. In the preliminary rounds, Bol looked composed and efficient, posting the fastest qualifying time and appearing in control. But the final told a different story. Lieke Klaver, a proven 400m runner with sharp flat speed, executed the race with aggression and confidence. While Bol's strength lies in rhythm and endurance over longer distances, the 200m demands immediate explosiveness out of the blocks and flawless bend mechanics. Klaver attacked the curve with commitment, carried her momentum into the straight, and refused to yield. Bol, despite her exceptional athleticism, could not produce the same raw top speed in the decisive phase. The result was not a collapse, but a clear defeat, a reminder that even world champions face limitations when stepping outside their primary domain. The comparison between these two races highlights the complexity of the 200 meters. At the World Championships, Jackson's victory was about supremacy among equals. Elite sprinters separated by hundredths of a second, where mental resilience after a setback became the defining factor. At the Dutch Nationals, the narrative revolved around specialization versus versatility, and how marginal differences in acceleration and speed mechanics can tilt the outcome. Jackson demonstrated what happens when a pure 200m specialist reaches peak form under maximum pressure. Bol's race showed the challenge of translating excellence from one discipline to another. Klaver capitalized on being fully adapted to the event's demands, while Bol was slightly exposed by the event's unforgiving technical requirements. Both performances, though contrasting in result, underline a universal truth in sprinting. The 200 meters is not merely a shorter 400m, nor a longer 100m. It is a discipline of its own, one that rewards curve mastery, relaxation at maximal velocity, and psychological clarity in moments of extreme intensity. In one stadium, dominance was established on the world stage. In another, rivalry reshaped the national hierarchy. Together, these races reveal the multifaceted beauty of the women's 200 meters, where power, precision, and identity collide over 21 seconds of absolute commitment.